What is happening, everybody? My name is Mike at Filmboy24. Today, we're going to learn a little something about the old school sound striped film and whether or not you can actually still use it today. That's right, I'm talking about sound striped film. Now, Kodak doesn't make this sound striped film anymore. They make the film, but they don't add the stripe to it. Back in the olden days, Kodak, for a while, they would put a sound stripe on one edge of your film. It was on the perforation side of your film. They also added a balance stripe, it was also a magnetic stripe, on the opposite edge, so that when the film was rolled, it sort of stayed balanced. It was called a balance stripe. People actually adopted that other stripe eventually, and you could record on it as well. But with this sound striped film, it was discontinued and no longer available. So what about the thousands and thousands of rolls of it that are out there today? We just throw it away or just use it as silent film? Well, I don't know. We're going to find out today. Well, I already know because I shot this particular roll. As you can see, it's boing, boing, boing. It's right here. And I shot it in my Chinon 20 PXL direct sound movie camera. It is an Ektachrome 160 Type A. Well, it looked like a commercial. Type A. It expired, or processed before date, in February of 1984. And that matches the edge code, because as we all know by now, edge codes usually precede the process before date by about 2 years. And per the edge code on this film, which is a circle, a square, and an X, this roll of film was manufactured in 1982. Now that's coming directly from Kodak's website. So I decided I would load that roll of film into this sound camera. Now why this relatively inexpensive, featureless Super 8 camera? Because it's probably my most reliable sound camera. Pop it open here, I'll show you. The sound head right down here on the bottom. So I loaded the film up, and I didn't use the mic. I didn't use the mic that mounts on top because it just extends out to about here, and I wanted to put the camera way over there and record me right here for 3.5 minutes or close to it. So rather I used this contraption, which is my Rode NTG2 shotgun microphone, and my carbon fiber boom pole. Now I just put the 3-pin XLR cable in the end, and let me show you the other end. It's quite simply the little plug, the same little plug that goes into the microphone port. And I did test it with some headphones, some wired headphones, and you can tap the microphone and you can hear the tapping, and I could hear it, so it was working. So I was excited to give it a shot. So I did just that. Now let me tell you real quick, when this first came out, it wasn't meant to be really to be transferred to a digital file and then the audio extracted and the audio then added and synced up. It was meant to be projected. The sound file was 18 frames away from the actual picture file, so that when it ran through a projector, you would get your image first, and under here, 18 frames under here, was your sound head, and it was playing the sound here for the picture that's here. Do you see that? You like how I do that? Well, I had to do things a little bit differently because I don't project sound film, especially when I process this particular roll of film as a black and white negative. I just transfer it, and I transferred it at 18 frames per second. I then extracted the audio with that machine right there that you can't see. It's an Elmo 912S editor. I then married the two of them in Vegas Pro 18. Had to, stretch the audio just a little bit back and forth. It wasn't too bad. And that is how I had to sync up the audio that was recorded on this roll of film. So keep that in mind when you watch this film, because it may not be exactly perfect like me. No. Okay, not even close. Anyway, it synced up as good as I could do it quickly. I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time. I mainly wanted to see the quality of the audio that you could receive from this old sound striped film. Speaking of sound striped film, No affiliation to me whatsoever. I just really like this influential movie. It's a very low-budget horror slasher film called Killer that was shot in the late 80s on Super 8. And all the audio was recorded right there on the Sound Stripe. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check out the film. I'll leave a link to their website. Check it out. And without a lot more of... take a look at my film. Well, this is Ektachrome 160 Type A film. This particular roll here, this is just the foil. Like I explained earlier, I'm using a Rode NTG2 microphone, and it's on a boom pole sort of mic rig to the light stand and then the cable into the camera. And honestly, the camera is so loud right now, I'm not sure how you can't hear it, but maybe you can. You see, because I don't know yet, because I haven't seen or heard the film. Well, hopefully it comes out. Anyway, this is, like I said, Ektachrome. It's amazing to me. This particular roll expired in 1984, and it was $4. How much was it? Oh, it was on sale. $4.99 for this one. It looks like originally maybe $9, something like that, $9.85, and I keep hitting the microphone. You probably can hear that. Anyway, I actually tried these rolls first. This is a really old roll, and this is a kind of old roll. These were previously partially exposed. I bought this one in 2021, this year, middle of the year. This one I got in the middle of 2019. Funny story, I was doing this same sort of, let's find out if you can use this old Soundstripe film with these two rolls to try to use them up, and they're used up now. But I forgot to plug this microphone into the camera, so I did that on purpose, as far as you know. So I don't have any audio on those. Now, I don't know what's on the rest. I haven't processed this yet. Maybe I'll do a found film. I don't know. But I haven't processed that yet, so I don't know if the original owner, original shooters of those rolls are, you know, some stuff that we need to be seeing or showing or whatever. You should see my camera. It's sort of mic rigged. It's got a rubber band going around the top with a little brass spacer pushing in the backlight compensation button. And then I have a big rubber band around the trigger of it to hold it down because there's no remote. There's no manual exposure on this camera. So I had to sort of kind of rig it up to fit my needs. So when the film runs out, it just keeps rolling. I can't really control it. Anyway, I'm about 15 seconds from my 3-minute mark, and I know I've just been rambling, but I just want to see if we can still use sound film. Old sound film. Hey, there's my timer going off. I wanted to slate, just end slate that, because I know I'm going to lose it here in a second. Do it one more time. Yeah, just for gits and shiggles. So we're just going to kind of free talk for a second, just to make sure everything has been run out, and we'll take it back to Mike. Oh, thanks, Mike. So there you have it. I'd say it sounds relatively good for what it is. It's kind of like recording it on cassette tape. Cassette tape was a little wider and quite a bit more room to record a little better quality, but not too bad for a film that expired in 1984. Tell me what you think. Do you have any luck shooting on this old Soundstripe film? I have a bunch of it. I have some Kodachrome, quite a bit of Kodachrome Soundstripe film, and I still have, I don't know, probably 15 or 20 carts of this old Ektachrome sound film. So I'll have fun experimenting with it. I don't know that it's anything that you really need to take too seriously. If you're going to do like real short film or feature work in Super 8, record your sound separately. That's probably the best way to do it, or both maybe, so you have backups. I don't know. If you enjoy videos like this, I want you to do me a huge favor and tap the like button right here. You see it? That's a picture. Subscribe. It takes a lot of work to do these videos, and your subscription and your like and your comment mean a lot to me, and they help me in moving this channel forward. And until the very next time that I see all of you beautiful people, you know who you are. I'm going to do a mini one. I'll see all of you on the very next go around.